Hi, I'm back. I'll be demonstrating French green beans, not just because they're cut and in a can, but because I'll be using the Spice Road Blend French Provincial. You may love green beans, wonderful. If you hate green beans, I'll bet Mom made them warm, slapped on some butter, and put them on the table. I hope I can change your mind. For canned green beans, which may not be as nutritious or as flavorful, is still a great option. It's shelf stable and it's cheap, and we can make them palatable. For frozen beans, I'm using the long beans, but you can use cut beans as well. It's always a good idea to rinse off the freezer frost, and I'll do that right now. At first, we need to make a decision on fats. It could be butter, oils, or even bacon renderings. Today I've chosen olive oil. It's a good strong oil to begin with, fries well, and it has a light body and flavor of its own. As far as salts, I'm going to be using primarily the Spice Road Blend, which has other flavors as well, but we keep it low salt, so you may need to sprinkle a little extra on at the end, not necessarily using more of the blend. And the acid I'll be using today is just a little bit of lemon juice, tiny bit. At home, I often use wine, but working with alcohol is a whole different lesson. Let's go to the kitchen. Because French Provincial has minced vegetable, which is dehydrated, I'm going to slightly toast that first, which gives it an entirely new character, by using olive oil, which holds the heat a little better, and it doesn't take a lot. When that gets to temperature, what I'll be doing is adding a little blend. Now, for one bag of frozen, this is about 1 teaspoon. You may find you want more or less, but that's what I'm gonna start with. Now, as you see, this is starting to brown, and once we have that lightly toasted, I'll be adding the vegetable. I'll be making a noisette butter. To do that, we want a reasonably warm skillet to begin with, and we want to use cold butter or firm butter. We don't want the score or the milk solids, which has a lot of flavor, to separate from the milk fat, which we use for flavor as well, but also to transfer heat to the vegetable. Noisette is a German word for hazelnut, so I'm going to be cooking this to a point where it's a light brown color. As I'm doing this, I'm going to shake it and move it. As you can see, the score is boiling, is evaporating out, but leaving the milk solids and the oil, which actually fries the vegetable. There is a small amount of flavor change by making that butter noisette. Try not to overstir canned green beans, especially the French cut. By overstirring them, they turn to mush, and they simply need to be brought to table temperature before they're served. With the frozen beans, many folks like them firm, and I'm going to get a little color as I do that, and if you want them firm, wonderful, this is the place to stop soon. Many people like their green beans much more soft. If you're going to do that, I recommend you put them in a microwave and let them finish that way, primarily with the lid, which they steam. That way we're not overcooking them and giving them too much color and giving that burned, overzealous taste. With the liquid in the canned beans, it's not necessary to toast that. It's also not as desirable. So I'm going to be putting in the French Provincial Blend here towards the end, just before it's finished, and allow the moisture to finish off that vegetable and to rehydrate the garlic and onion. And I like them firm, so I'm going to call that finished. Many folks would again put butter on, but what I'm going to do is taste them and perhaps add a little more blend, but I'm guessing I'll only need to add a little salt, because we really do refrain from over salting our blends. Thanks for being with us today.